Lee is like a toddler in a grocery store in public. We would be walking and talking, and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna. And then next, like 10 minutes later, I'd pop up and she'd be like, "Are we gonna go see somebody? Where did you go?"
It's tea time with
Kelly,
Tea?
and Lee. Ladies, what you sipping on?
I'm bored as hell today. It's sparkling water, but I feel like it's a good flavor. It's the pineapple coconut. It feels tropical. I
Like a
mean,
little pina colada.
yeah, like that's the vibe that it gives, but with no sugar, no calories, no sodium, and
Where do you get them?
Walmart?
Walmart.
Okay, back in the day, the Walmart black cherry ones hit. They still hit, but I wasn't sure if I was the only one who was addicted to them.
Oh, I love them. And then my kids think they have sodas all day. Like they tell people, we drink soda all the time.
They
I'm like,
drink soda. Like, what do you mean you can't have soda? We
I'm
have
like,
soda all the time.
for breakfast we have soda. I'm like,
Only because it's sugar-free, guys.
yeah,
No
100%
caffeine, guys. Because it's water, guys.
water
Well,
with bubbles.
great. Let them be great.
I have, in Baltimore it's called a half and half. In the South it's called an Arnold Palmer. So,
There you go. Unsweet and sweet tea.
what?
Oh no, that's lemonade and sweet tea.
Ooh, what they call it in the Midwest?
Well, I was thinking, well, so okay, so I worked at a deli through high school, and a half and half was unsweet tea and sweet tea.
Which
So
is
with,
why I said in Baltimore it's a half and half. In the South,
but an Arnold Palmer is actually lemonade
sweet tea and
and
lemonade.
sweet tea.
Yes.
That's what she's sipping on.
Because I came down here and I was like, yeah, let me get a half and half. And when I tell you it was dark, I said, oh, I don't think that's right. It was like half sweet tea, half unsweet.
Yeah. Yep.
Let me tell you what I want and tell me what that's called.
So
Because
that's how when I heard
I
it,
never
my,
want that. Ever.
my brain clocked both. I was like, a half and half is unsweet and sweet, but
I
I got
never
confused.
want that ever.
It's good. Well, if you don't like super sweet tea, which I had to get used to it, but even still now, I'm like, I don't want my teeth to literally fall out of my head, so I'll go for a half and half sometimes.
That's why you take care of your teeth on your own time. When you're at the restaurant, you minding their business. And I don't like that.
No,
I'm about to make y'all judge me. I drink my tea unsweetened all the time.
You
Are you
drink
serious?
almost black coffee, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
And tea isn't as bitter as what you call it. So that's tea.
So I will say this. I don't care for regular tea. I like green tea unsweetened, which is a little different because it's lighter. And you put some ice in that thing. You know the man who be making the teas and he be like, let's make that. I like,
Oh,
I
when you
love
turned me on to last season, yeah. I remember.
I think it's like
I
minty
remember.
bomb.
Minty
yeah,
bomb
And he
water.
still doesn't come on my algorithm. The algorithm still does not put him in my face. It's disrespectful.
He
He's
needs to
always
be
on
all
mine.
up in your face. He be in my face.
Not mine. What you sipping on, Lee?
I have one of those like cocktails in a can. It's not great.
Is it that margarita one?
Yes, it's one of the margarita ones. My husband took the night off and he's playing video games, and I'm like, you know, it's podcast.
First of all, did you tell Marcus this is season 2, episode 1, and he needed to come correct?
He did not care. He did not care.
How Marcus be doing the most and the least? I don't.
Our toddler gave us a run for our money tonight, though. So, I'll let him clock out just for the night.
It's like it's tough trying to be like a good wife. It might be overrated too. And
You
I've
don't want
ever
to go
met
too hard on the company, you know.
is raving. No one's raving about those cocktails in a can. I like the margaritas in a can though, like the limerita and I think Bud Light makes them. I like those.
Oh, the margaritas and stuff. Oh, Kelly, you a ratchet. Oh, I remember when
Yeah.
they first came out.
I
They're
mean,
good.
corporate Kelly is the most ratchet of them all.
I think people really like them because their alcohol content was a little higher than the rest. And all you really needed was two of them to feel it. Because you know you gotta drink like 10 Seagrams to feel something. Okay. But you would drink two of them and you'd be like, oh, okay, I feel a little nice. Give me one margarita, two margaritas. But my favorite is Mike's. I know that's so basic of me, but then when
Mark
Mike came
Lemon.
out when Mike came out with harder, Mike's harder, they were 2 times as hard or 3 times as hard. Girl, you get the big can at the corner store at the gas station. Oh, girl, the pomegranate. But I like lemonade though, so you don't got to do the most for me to have a good time.
So welcome back. This is the official kickoff of season 2 of Tomfoolery the Pod. So if you're new here, welcome to the foolishness. And if you're coming back, then you probably realize that we did take a little sabbatical this summer just to kind of, what did Whitley say? Relax, relate, release, and just kind of get back centered and ready for season 2. And so what have y'all been up to during the off time? What have you been doing? Because I know what I have not been doing, and that's reading much. But what have y'all been doing?
Just reading. I've still been reading. You ladies were working hard at the end of May, beginning of June. Very, very hard. I was just being tea, so I'm
So if you
still
missed that,
reading.
if you missed that lovely content, you definitely need to go back and I think that might have been our most watched video for the year.
T
Period.
is Darshan and Darshan is T. Love that for T.
Yeah, she's the whole vibe though. T is the vibe. What you been up to, Lee?
So I've been blogging. I have been curating content for BBB.
What's
BBB grew.
BBB?
Oh,
You might not know.
BBB is Beauty Brains and Books Book Club. So we meet on the Fable app, and those who want to do a step further get on at the end of each month, and we kiki about the books. But over the break, we decided to take BBB to the next level, get it its own page, start recruiting for more members, and just because before we were like tell a friend and tell a friend, and now we were like more open. And so that's been a vibe. Our page has grown. Our book club has grown. We're at over 250 members on Fable now.
Period.
So, just giving it a little bit more TLC. So that's been really, really great. So if you're looking for a family or book club, check us out. We're a good time.
What
Yeah.
else
How about
happened?
you, Kelly?
I've been in the biggest slump that I think I've ever been in my life ever. I've read some good books. There's this new release. It's called 3 Months in a Craw. I don't know if you've heard of it. I read that one and it was good. It started getting me out of my slump a little bit. But yeah, I think I've just been struggling. And the crazy thing is most people are like, oh, just don't fight the slump. When the slump happens, don't fight. But the thing is, I genuinely wanted to read. Everything I picked up, I couldn't do. So I just had to stick to audiobook. So, yeah, but I'm getting out of it now. It's definitely getting better. It's getting better. But
C has been God's favorite because she hasn't been in a slump, but I've also been in a slump, Kelly.
You haven't been in a slump, Lee.
you've been in the lab.
You've literally been in the kitchen.
Okay.
There's a difference.
That's true. Okay, yes. I've been writing, y'all. So I was trying not to be that person who merged worlds, like tomfoolery world is separate from author world. But yes, over the break, I decided to stop being chicken.
I'm so glad you called it what it was because I was definitely gonna say chicken.
I decided to stop doing that and to go ahead and put my art into the world. And I've been driving these two crazy. Like, do I put it out there? Do I not put it out there?
Imagine every 2 days having to literally grab somebody by the shirt and yoke them up and be
Imagine spending 2 days with somebody who writes all night just for them to be like, I'm just going to throw it away. No, you're not. I slept with that sleep mask on so you could write in peace.
Yeah, you were right. I was up till like 4 a.m. You're right. At Black Romance Book Fest, just typing away. You're right. So yeah, so I've been writing. I've been in the lab.
But let's talk about that real quick. At Black Romance Book Fest, I had my own room because I'm just
Because
built that
Kelly
way.
hates us. That's really why.
Whatever. But T and Lee roomed together. And so I'm in their room and he was like, "Oh, Lee had the lights on all night." And then at one point I saw what the lights were. It was like a muted refrigerator light that was like covered in a blanket. And I was like, "That's not even light, T." And she
It's
was like,
light.
he said, "I can't sleep." It was the dimmest
It
of dim
wasn't.
lights.
You could see the
Well,
whole room with the light on.
the first night, all the lights were on.
The
and
lights
then-
were on and the blinds were open.
And I was like, you know what? That was very inconsiderate. So then the next night, I turned off what I thought was all the lights. And T was like, no, the one by the bathroom in the hall, the sliver of the light, that one was on. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, they was struggling a little bit with that light.
Struggle. But that's why I keep a sleep mask in my toiletry bag.
Period.
Because I know how I am. I want it black.
Pitch black.
Pitch black.
And see, and that's why we can never room together. I need white noise and I need light. I have the TV on all night with the
Y'all
volume
should
on.
have room together because
I need rain
like
so loud.
with stuff. I'm like, girl.
I need rain so loud that it sounds like I'm in the middle of a rainforest. Like,
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's good stuff.
I love it. The louder, the better.
Girl, I
And
just
so,
want it quiet and I want it dark.
if it's dark and loud,
Who wants that?
you know what it is? Growing up, my mom worked night shift, so my aunt watched me a lot. Either my aunt or my mom, and they loved Gilligan's Island. And so, like, you remember like the intro and them. Yeah,
But
you hear the waves in the water, and I don't know, maybe there's something to it. I think because my mama would be asleep, and you would touch the remote, and she'd wake up and be like, "I'm not asleep." I'm like, "Girl, you was
like,
asleep."
if the power goes out in the middle of the night, like I've been asleep 5 hours, it's 3 a.m. the power goes out, I'm gonna jump out my sleep. That silence,
I wouldn't even know.
deafening. It's
Wouldn't even know
deafening.
until the sun came up.
I cannot do it.
I mean,
Well,
I'm so bad. Like even like on the TV, it has that. Sometimes it has that like red LED.
the LED light?
Ugh.
T.
Right. I don't like it.
Where are you from?
How are you really sleepy if that light bothers you? Because if I'm tired, I don't care.
It kills me.
So wait, T, can you not sleep on planes?
I sleep on planes because I'm scared of them.
Okay. All right. Touche.
It's like a fainting goat. The fear just.
It's like if I fall asleep, I won't know when we take off. It will just be in the air. So usually I'm waking up at the worst part when we're coming down because your stomach jumps and stuff.
Well, you know what, T, if you're afraid of planes, then maybe my next work in progress, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah, I be flying. I just don't like to know. Like it's just too much anticipation. I don't like that.
She
Like
wants
I
to be
always be like, are we going to make it off the ground and fall right back down? My brain goes crazy, and I'm like, let me just go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like we all had a very interesting off season, but something I think is kind of still surreal to me is that we actually wrapped up season 1 already, and it ended kind of in a whirlwind. It ended with Black Romance Book Fest. We were all exhausted for like 7 to 10 business weeks after that. But what were some of your favorite moments on camera or off camera from our season 1?
I'm gonna give an off camera moment. So we wrapped at BRBF, which is Black Romance Book Fest, and we got to meet Casey Mills, right? So like we're just sitting on the couch, exhausted, like recharging before our next interviews because we were pressed. And here comes Casey just walking by looking cute with her micro locks and her dress. And she's like, this Casey, right? And she was just so down to earth. I felt like she reminded me, both as, a podcaster and an influencer in the space, but also as an author, like, we do what we do because it's fun. We do what we do because we need to, because it's an outlet, it's a release. You write the type of books you want to read, and you laugh and joke with the people you want to laugh and joke with. And there's going to be trolls, but just keep pushing. And so to get to the level of success that she's at, right? To have as many books as she had, and for her to be that down to earth, like, because she was literally talking to us for a long period of time. She was chilling with us essentially. And that was nice. And so many of our favorite authors were like that. But that specific one was a highlight because she's a girl's girl. When she was like, "Oh, when we get home, hit me up. Like, I'll promote. I'll share your release." She meant that. Like, she's a girl's girl, and that was really sweet.
And it's funny that you choose that moment and called it an off camera moment, because let's talk about something we did discover together at Black Romance Book Festival. Something that I bonded with Lee early on in our relationship is she was like, "I'm so type A. I'm so type," and I was like, "Yes, I have found my person." What we figured out is I'm type A plus, Lee's type A minus, because what I witnessed when I got there that day, because they left before me, I'm walking up and these two were just cold chilling. And I'm just like, where are the cameras? Where's the microphones? Why are we not recording this? They was just like, oh, look, there's Kennedy Ryan. Oh, look, there's Casey Mills. And I was just like,
Okay.
we're missing opportunities.
To be fair, two things. One, I forgot my medicine on that trip. So let's start there. Okay. Two, I can honestly say that while that was one of the best experiences in my life, I never realized what overstimulation, what real overstimulation was until that moment. The first time I realized it was when I became a mom. Ooh, baby, boom. That was the next time I realized it, because I didn't realize the amount of people, the amount of socializing. Even if you are an extremely extroverted person, that still takes a lot. The schedule, because we were actually there and we were working, we didn't want to miss anything. So when we had down moments, I felt like we crashed.
Oh,
like
she clocked all the way out.
All the way out. To the point where I was literally
She didn't clock out. She was already driving, talking about, "Hey, here's my number. Go ahead and punch me." Yo, I left already.
I was sitting there just.
She was already at the airport doing her security check.
I'm just sitting there shooting the breeze with Gabriella G. And the author that wrote Miss Taylor. Her name is blanking me right now, but I'll remember. And Kelly comes over like a mom, yelling at the kid who forgot to take the meat out of the freezer. Like, when? Where's your camera? Those are authors. And
she was just chatting it up, and I walk up and I was like, because at first I was approaching slowly, so I was like, I don't want to interrupt her content. And then I realized, baby girl is just hanging out. She's just chilling. So I'm like, "Hey, would y'all like to do interviews?" And then we also found out, and I found this out the hard way, Lee is like a toddler in a grocery store in public. We would be walking and talking, and I'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna," and I'm like, I'm tall, so I'm like looking over the crowd, like, where is she? And then next, like 10 minutes later, I pop up and she'd be like, "Are we gonna go see somebody? Where did you go?"
First of all, I'm not a toddler. I'm a kindergartner. Get it right, okay?
Like, "Lee, do not move. Stay where I can see you. I'm trying to get something together." And then, like, she'd be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go." She was like, "I'm gonna go to the restroom." 45 minutes later, she's just sitting out in a chair somewhere. And I'm just like,
y'all, I was so overstimulated, but in the best way, right? Like, I if I could do it again, I still would have went again, and I still would have.
It was hilarious.
But yeah, it was Shay Saunders. I was saying with Shay Saunders and Gabriella G, two women who have read their books. Like, I guess it doesn't register. Like, you'll read your authors, but like, if it's not someone who you follow or not someone who you constantly see on social media, like, you could take for granted that you love their work and not necessarily know who they are or recognize them right away. But I think that was perfect.
She was the best at it. I think she was the best at being like,
"That's so and so."
So yeah, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Where? Yeah.
Yeah.
T was doing good at that. T,
Listen,
what was one of your favorite moments from season 1, on or off camera?
So I have two. Um, Nelly, having Nelly on.
Okay.
It was so good to actually like sit down and talk to her and not just be like in the comments or the DMs. And two would be at BRBF. We're sitting in the room, me and Lee, we're eating our cheesecake, right? It's the last day of cheesecake. Keli comes in, ooh, I'm cold. Lee says, oh, don't worry. My nose is stopping up. Y'all, I'm sweating. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
I was toasty. I got so warm that I took the blanket off.
And that's
And I
what
was
I'm like, well, if Keli was just crying about being cold, now guys, like she literally turned it up to like 78 degrees. And I was like,
I just want y'all to know what the common denominator always is these two realize once we were in person, their favorite thing to do is pick on me. I was bullied something.
well, one, that day
insane.
I was not picking on you until I realized that you had turned the thermostat all the way up. I was really picking on Kella.
Yeah.
Because Kella's being a baby. Oh, I'm cold to the bone. Oh, I'm gonna need a Afghan. Oh, where's my shawl?
Oh, an
It's
honest
on the
mistake
plane.
happened. An honest mistake happened at BRBF, and I still laugh about it. So, you know, the Kennedy Ryan line was long, as it should be, right? It was long.
Oh, we're
And
gonna go to court.
we
Court
have
is in session.
we have a member of BBB who we love, Linz. She honestly was like camera crew with us. She was helping. She was such a big help.
Yes.
And so she was standing in the line and she was like, you know, I could get anything signed for you. T had a Kennedy Ryan book. I now recognize how this went down. But anyways, T had a Kennedy Ryan book. I took the book out of the cart, handed it to her, and was like, hey, can you get T's book signed? Or at least this is what I recall. Okay.
Right.
She stands in the line. She gets it signed. We're doing all of our author interviews. We're like reminiscing on the fact that T got so many of her books signed just from being in the author room.
Yep.
And she's like, perfect. And she gets her book and she opens it and it's made out to me. Jessica.
And imagine getting a book on a flight, flying it from your hometown to someplace else, lugging it around all weekend, and then having a moment where somebody was like, I'm already in line, I will do this for you, and it gets signed to somebody else.
And it, you know, so here's the thing. I felt terrible, but this was me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Put the book in my cart. Oh, swear we didn't do it on purpose. It was a genuine mistake. You know, Kennedy, if you ever see this, can you please, you know, give T's book some extra love when you get a chance to.
There's gonna be a redemption arc. Kennedy is coming to my hometown in September, so
let me send you. I'm gonna send you the trilogy. Get the whole thing signed for my girl.
I'm gonna try. I might have to buy an extra one just to gaslight you and send it to you first with my name in it and be like, here you go. Here's your book.
I got it signed for you. It says Keli.
Yeah. But I think that's great. I think my favorite moment, on screen, off screen combined, was when we was coming. I mean, why is everything BRBF centered? But anyway,
because that was literally. Listen, guys, I know how it feels. This was literally the first time we met in person.
It was.
So BRBF was a big moment for us.
It very much was. We probably should have did an episode, but I digress. But yeah, that was the first time we were all three in the same place.
Because our type A had checked out by the end. She was literally over it. She ain't have no voice. She was ready to go home.
It was very rough. But it was the first night. We had just left the meet and greet. We're walking, we're doing our debrief, and then we quite literally were living out our own romance trope because a car pulls up and says,
that's our second most watched video.
Get in. And all three of us we realize that when it comes to fight or flight, we're just gonna stand there.
We
Quite
were
literally.
so we were on our feet all day. We were tired. We didn't even want to walk. So as soon as that man said, "Get in," I don't know. I can't speak for them. I started walking instantly. They looked around. Kelly was like, "Excuse me, sir." I was like, "I recognize this young man." I think I did. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I was home walking.
Yeah.
He thought he looked
Art
familiar.
looks right though. It says the name of the hotel. Fine. Take us
It
away.
worked out. But it was the fact that we literally, in that moment, were like, do we choose life or to not walk these last 200 yards? Like, what? And at that point, we was all willing to risk it all just to not have to finish walking. But I think it was just so funny how it went down, and we just had to be recording, and that just was probably my favorite moment of our first season. And if you haven't checked out all the content that we created, definitely check out YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. But yeah, season 1, we have some moments. And so I think we did a bang up job for our first season.
Oh,
And we're
absolutely.
excited
What was your
about
favorite episode? Because I feel like we cheated a little bit by keep picking like BRBF. What was your favorite episode?
ooh, I would think my favorite episode was probably I the fact that I'm saying this out loud is gonna piss me off. The hot take was Swordakagen.
Period. I was thinking that too.
Because it was not a part of our plan for the season. It was one of our buddy reads that we did for
It
the
was a
podcast.
tomfoolery buddy read.
And of all the genres that we got completely engrossed in, it was Lee's fantasy pick. A big back at that. A big back
I
with
mean,
a
she got us into a lot of fantasy this year.
girl.
Tiana.
She took us down through there with this little book. Had me and T in a tizzy for 600 pages. And so that episode, because it was not like a part of our grand plan, but it was such an experience with that book that we were like, we have to get on and capture this.
I mean, we literally
That's
talked
what
about
I
that book for weeks after.
I still talk about that book.
To this day.
And I'm still pissed off.
Every time I think about it.
I'm not.
Right.
What was your
Tom, I
favorite
got
scene?
you.
Putting his hands in the snow, in the mountain. Punk.
Don't upset me. Don't upset me. I think the one with Nelly is my all-time favorite. I like that. I like meeting with her, bringing her in, because Nelly is really funny. She's really a good time. So I really enjoyed that one.
She's good people. Yeah. I think for our first guest, I don't think we could have picked a better first guest than Nelly. Foodie Nelly. What about you?
There were so many of my faves, but I bet it doesn't surprise y'all to know that my favorite episode was Bangxiety.
I knew it was gonna be Ab.
And y'all probably will see this later, but we're gearing up to go to the house party this weekend, so super excited about that. But I liked it because I realized just how much comedy can be in romance. Like, we talked about Uncle Lee Chester, and like, it's nice because there's been a resurgence of like book talk and bookstagram girlies reading the McLean brothers for the first time. And so then the episode went back in recirculation and people were able to relate to it. And it was just nice being able to rank the men of a universe. And them boys is gonna do it for me every time.
Every single time.
Shoo. I love them. Okay. Well, again, I think season 1 was amazing. We're excited about what's coming for season 2. But before we get into that, it's technically past mid-year. So we're a little late on this. But we've had at least 6 months of, I hope, good reads so far. So I'm curious, what have been your top 3 books so far this year?
Okay, Lee, go first.
Got it. So I'm gonna start with 10,000 Hours with a Rich Menace by Jaquel J.
So you hate my mother?
First of all, mental health representation, right? Love that Menace, the main character, has mental health representation in the form of OCD. Love that. I love that he's like he is the big brother that was holding the family together, but there's also a found family element with the way him and Corleone banded together and became kind of like their own band of misfits, but then become rich. But the way he loved on that girl, I love a girl who's weird, who's quirky, who's a beauty, but not the traditional beauty, right? Like, and she's not wrapped too tight, but she's artistic, but she's really smart, but in a weird, quirky way. And he's like, girl, what is you doing? And so, I love a kidnapping. If you're not new here, you know that. And she's just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Friend set her up. He kidnapped her ass, and the rest is history.
First of all, that girl was not her friend.
Oh, yeah, that girl was not her friend.
And
but
that girl, and Stevie got... You can be weird and quirky. You gotta use the noggin, though.
She was book smart. How people say there was no street smarts. But we was knocking and nobody was truly home. But what she was is she was creative, she was beautiful, she was honest, and she was pure. And I think that's something Menace was missing in his lifetime. He was used to people being takers and being users. So even though he had a plan with Stevie, the plan changed rather quickly when he realized, oh, okay, she's genuine. Right? And their banter, their 50 million gazillion nicknames for each other, chef's kiss. That was my favorite part of the whole, to the point where when I was reviewing it, I think in my review, I called them Mitchell and Wanda, and somebody was like, I thought the story was about Menace and Stevie. And I'm like, just read it.
Just read it.
And that's what almost made me not read it, because T and Lee were going in about this book. And then after they had finally convinced me, I was like, I'm gonna read it. And then she was like, I miss Wanda. And so I said, what? What about nobody? And she was like, just read it. But I was almost instantly turned off when because what did she call him? She called him
Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell. She's
Wanda
like, I miss Mitchell and Wanda. I was like,
but here's the thing about me. Nicknames gonna get me every single... I love a nickname. I love how Stevie named Stevie, it turned into Wonder because Stevie Wonder turned into Wanda. I love it.
oh, it's got the name has to hit for me. It can't be just any name. Like I just read Kimberly Lemmings, got drunk, needed a love potion at a werewolf. And he kept calling her Lamb. And even though I can understand why, because he was a wolf and like lambs, I get it. I just didn't like it. I was just like, it didn't do nothing for me. So
that one, but I don't know, because I'm a nicknamer. One thing I'm gonna do is give you a name.
Okay.
And multiple names at that. If I love you got a bunch of them.
Well,
Kalindra, Killa,
Khalees.
Corporate Kelly done picked up. I mean, if T gonna give you anything, T gonna give you a name.
Killer Kel.
She's gonna use them all.
Combined them.
I did use them all.
I
did use them all.
Okay, so that was your first book, Lee, and they don't have to be in any particular order. What's your second book that was a top 3 for you?
Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher Murray. So here's the thing. I keep your business to yourself. Fix your face, pumpkin. So
I didn't read it. That was a book club that I didn't read.
Kelly does not care for historical romances too much, but let me tell you, historical fiction. When historical fiction hits, it hits, okay? But the thing about a historical fiction is it has to feel historically accurate, but it also should read like a drama. It should read like a literary fiction or whatever, and that's what it did. I was so intrigued. Me and my husband went on an anniversary trip to St. Martin. I should have been reading something beachy, and I'm reading a historical fiction. That tells you right there. So pretty much it's like most of us know the story about the Harlem Renaissance and this great surge of Black literature, but we credit it to W.E.B. Du Bois. And while he had a lot to do with it, right, the force behind this movement, Jessie Fawcett, she's either completely left out of history or she's kind of glossed over. And so I love the idea of no, let's rewind, right? Your narrator was not reliable before, and let's get the record straight. And I love that, but I love that in the midst of that, you're dealing with the politics of respectability. You have a young, I would call her young now, but back in the day, she wasn't considered young because she was in her mid-30s. So it was scandalous to have this mid-30-year-old woman who didn't want to be married. She's having an affair with a very powerful man. She's unapologetic about it, and she's at the top of her career. So everything about the book was just amazing, and it just reminded me that there's so much history around the things that Black women do, and many of our stories that need to be told. So loved it. I One of my 5-star reads of the year. People said it was messy, but I love it. Who doesn't love some mess in a book?
You know what? You're selling it. I'm loving it. All right. So what's your third?
Okay. This is a toss up for me. Okay. Can I lump a trilogy together, or is that breaking the rules?
Because if it's the one I'm thinking of, hell no, you can't lump it together.
You know what?
It's not finished, right? Is it the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it's not finished. You know what?
Then you can't use that one.
No.
I'm gonna say it with my chest, and this one's gonna surprise you. All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby, because it was the first time that I felt like, okay, Lee, you might be a thriller girly a little bit. So I knew
add it to the bio.
I knew that the book got me when I was calling him Ty Ty. So his name in the book is Titus, right? And I'm giving him nicknames. I'm super active in the fable. Like normally when we do a buddy read, I'm like, I gotta read this first thing in the morning.
Normally she doesn't read them, so that's the thing.
And I mean, I actually read this one. Let's start there. Kudos to me. But no, seriously, I was super engaged. Even at the gory parts, the parts that I was like, come on. I still really enjoyed myself. And I've read like 60 books so far this year. And I still think about the way Titus did that woman. He was with all them years. I still think about that sick, twisted mofo that was doing all that stuff. I still just find myself thinking about it, and I still hear the narrator's voice in my ear because that's how good the narrator is. So
good.
Yeah.
Adam Lazar-White. Yeah. He has a gravelly voice, for lack of a better term, and it's dark. Yeah, he brings those to life.
So S.A. Cosby and Adam Lazar-White go together like peanut butter and jelly, baby.
Absolutely.
They go together.
Like lemonade and sweet tea. They absolutely go together. Okay. All right, T, you're up. No particular order. What's your first book?
Sword of Kaigen.
Okay. Tell us why.
Sword of Kaigen legit had me up in arms, ready to fight fictional characters. Like, I've been like, oh my gosh, he's lame, don't do that. Like, but for me to really be up in arms about it, still thinking about Sword of Kaigen, still like, really? About it, it's something about the fantasy world that still feels like it could really happen. Like that could really be a thing. You know, a small town isolated on a mountain, big G is trying to take them down and lying to them about what's actually happened around them. And they're just like, listen, we was made for this. We're warriors. This is what we do. And so yeah, that's my first one.
Yeah, you always, so there's like each of us I think has a tell. Lee, for sure. When you start giving people nicknames, you're invested. T, when she starts leaving voice notes, like, and there's like dead air before she starts talking, and then she's like, Lee, Lashandra, what, y'all, and then like she can't form complete sentences.
There's nothing.
And the note would be about 20 seconds long, and then she'd be like, I hate you, and then it just ends. And it's like, that's when T is into something, but she's also mad as hell that she's into it because she's pissed off about it. That is her tell for sure.
Okay. Absolutely.
So book 2.
Save Room for Us. That's the Siobhan Latrice. That's a part of the Crenshaw Kings series.
Which book is that? Which brother is that?
Asif.
I got a long way to go.
That's Prime's son.
Dang.
How many books are in the series?
A lot.
There's like 7 brothers, right?
7 brothers. Prime had the first one, and then I think the daughter is going to get
the daughter Banks gets one. So there's going to be about 9 or 10. But that's my type of family, baby. That's why I started reading it, because I once I get invested in people, I need to be with them
For
forever.
sure. So, Kayla, you know this one right up your alley because he a stepdaddy.
Okay.
Correct.
Ooh.
Correct.
Okay. Can
And
answer this question? T, can I just read this book?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Any gaps that you need filled in, I'll fill you in on them.
See, Lee's gonna punish me. She'd be like, I'm not gonna tell you anything that happened. If you're not gonna read the whole series and you're just gonna have to not know what happened.
And
T's like, I'll tell you.
Because you know me, I like for Jacquel's
But nobody cares what you
Quasim,
standing
I
on
jumped in that Quasim and jumped right back out. That's all I need to read. Just a little
I'm
peek.
glad you knew what this was.
Nobody cares what you standing on no business. Put your hands down.
So that one, stepdaddy, because the baby daddy, Trinanish, okay, had old girl had a friend who she thought was a friend, was really sleeping with her man.
Oh,
And Nasif said, you know what? I got something for both of y'all.
was it the Blicky?
You know it was. You know it was.
Boom.
Okay.
All you had to tell Jeffrey.
You know it was.
And Blickies.
Sign me up. I
Ratchet.
can't wait to read it.
So,
I can't wait to get into it.
So that's a good time because
Oh,
what he does for work, he found a way to incorporate her to work with him. It's
Love it.
crazy. It's a good time though. It's a great time.
Okay.
It's a good time.
Okay.
Number
Well,
three.
you can't miss me on that one. Check. I'm gonna read it.
Number 3 is Cookie Dough by Bella J.
And that's a recent one.
Just came out on July 31st.
Okay. Tell us about Cookie Dough.
Yes, Cookie Dough. It's one of our, when we started out as friends, now we friends with benefits. When the freaking begins, that's the end of the innocence. Yeah. So Cookie Dough is part 2. It's like a novella where they on vacations where they become friends with benefits.
Okay.
But just for the week, just for the vacation. Once it's done, it's done. Right? Fast forward about 2 years, homegirl needs a brand new start. Homeboy needs an assistant.
So this is also a workplace romance kind of situation.
Workplace type
Oh.
situation.
like 2 years. I love a time
You
jump.
love
Love
a
a
time
time
jump.
jump. You love a time jump.
So she's all like, no, because we work together. We can't do that. And he's like, who can't do what? Is this my restaurant or? Oh, okay. And so they want to stay friends with benefits, except they cannot. Nelly is realizing that his little roster gets on his nerves. Everybody except Kayada. Kayada is realizing maybe I just needed a man that was available for me.
That's fair.
And it's delicious. Cookie dough. And Bella also does a great job of chefing it up. Like, so as you're reading the book, she's telling you like, okay, the oven is preheated. We're forming the cookie dough. We're baking the cookie dough. We have to let it rest to let the ingredients.
cute.
It's super cute. She did her big one with that one. So cookie dough was my last. This was delicious. I
And
love
for
that
people
one.
like me who have to go in order, it's with cookies on top comes first.
No. Sorry. I'm sorry. Cookie dough is first. And then with cookies on top is the full length.
Okay.
So I misspoke. I'm sorry. With cookies on top was the one I was speaking of.
So I'm impressed. Anytime a novella can make your top 3, that means they ate down. I mean, if you can make my top 3 in less than 200 pages.
She really got
You-
into it. I like
you
a
did.
get in and get out type.
Okay. All right. Well, I was a little shocked when I was trying to figure out what my books were because I do not have a thriller on my list.
Tell us your list right now. What are
There
your
was no
top
fantasy
3?
on my
Go.
list either, so don't feel
Go.
bad.
I was okay. So Deuce is Wild, CCJ. So CCJ shouldn't shock you because y'all know I'm like
That's a
40
good
books
one.
deep into her catalog. But so that's book two of book three of High Stakes. Um, and so we get Ace, who's the bodyguard, in which we figure out
Ain't no
spoiler.
bodyguard about it.
Yeah, spoiler alert, whole ass assassin. um, and she has like it's almost like a frenemies to lovers because they really weren't enemies, but they like she couldn't stand Creed. Creed was he's law enforcement, but I've said this before. The part of that book that really got me when I say Ace is a whole ass assassin, I mean she's a whole ass assassin.
I mean,
He
trained from
like teenage years, brainwashed assassin.
brainwashed assassin.
When he shows up to her door and she's like giving him all this rah-rah energy about what you want, and he was like, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not scared of you. So either we just finna tussle or you finna let me in.
Period.
Turn page, because now, sir, I'm intrigued. And it was something about seeing them figure out how to be together because, again, she was quite literally brainwashed. And in her mind, none of this made sense. And then I guess kind of the spoiler alert again, pause your spoiler, that culminating scene towards the end when she's trying to make good on all the stuff and the guy starts playing that music and she reverts back to that brainwash and they literally tussle. I think I held my breath through that whole thing because I was like, is she going to kill him? And you'll have to read the book to find out. But that one just really did it for me. Oh, like even now, just thinking about it, it's like, ooh, it just all the warm and fuzzies. That was one. Y'all are not going to be surprised by this one. Chantel Davis. So first, I would like to stop and say that I got the girlies to read Chantel Davis with me this year.
Absolutely did.
We did the No Saviors Here series. And do you guys know which one was my favorite from the series?
Luciano.
Was Luciano's crazy one.
Luciano, yes. And you see how I'm smiling? I can't stop. I want to say I don't know what it is about him that did it for me, but I know it was the psychosis. Like I am.
It wasn't just it was the quiet psychosis.
It was.
It was the you don't know, because he don't talk.
He does not. This is a man who, even his own father was like, you haven't uttered more than like 20 words your entire life. And then Ava shows up and all of a sudden
And
you
now-
chatty Cathy around here. You got things to say. And then you pissed off at everybody and you killing folks. Like what is this? So I'm always gonna love a don't touch her, like a touch her and die. That's always gonna do it for me. I'm always gonna love a soft kidnapping. This might have been a hard kidnapping. Whatever.
Soft.
When he says, "Come here," that's hard.
We'll call it a medium. We'll split the baby and call it a medium kidnapping. And yeah, he was just so dark, and it was the simple fact that they meet happenstance as teenagers. He clocks it like this is my person to the point where I gotta leave. I just gotta get away from this place. Comes back for her and just one day shows up. He was like, "We're gonna go," and she's like, "What?"
I don't know. I'm looking at Keli because she made this sound like the sweetest little romance. You know, I will give you to you. Luciano was entertaining. I also think about that book a lot, but not for the same
You
reason.
took the glasses off. She didn't take the glasses.
Same reason Keli thinks about it. You know you're crazy when your best friend says, "Stop watching the girl through the window
And just
Go
go
get her."
get her.
Go get her. It worked for me.
But his friend was like, "You know, why are you stalking her privately?"
You're burning up all these sky miles.
Let me
Just
tell
go
you,
get the
really,
girl.
what got me was that Ava thinks she only met Luciano once, and that he's been far, far away for a long time.
Luciano know what her blood pressure is. Luciano know what shampoo she used, Luciana was like, "Oh, your cousins that you work with and your best friend."
They're all invited to the wedding. I invited them personally. And they
Because
know my people.
Boyfriend who be outside your door.
and she's like, "I don't have a boyfriend." He was like, "What do you mean that guy who's always at your house?" And
He
she's
comes
like,
to the house and checks up on you a couple times a week. What do you mean?
"Who's at my house?" So yes,
Oh, it
that
was
was
a
it.
good time.
So there's
it
a line, and Luciano is so far past
No,
that line.
Chantal Davis, the way she jumped over that line, she said, "What? It was a line?" Yes, girl, 2 miles down the road, you passed
so,
it.
And Saint was good. Like this was
it-
the line, and Saint like, but Luciano broke the damn
yeah,
line.
and Saint was good. Like I think I did enjoy Saint, but Luciano just did it for me. And again, happily ever after. Like that's all that matters is that they're happy.
You're a nut. You're a
I
nut.
might be, but I'm okay with that. And the number 3 for me, which it has not even released yet, I got the Arc, Our Vicious Oaths by Annie Davenport. When it comes out,
Come on, fantasy girlies. Come on, fantasy girls. Fantasy in both of yours
that
top 3.
I don't understand. I don't know who I am,
Let the
but
Lord
that
use you.
book
Let him
had
use
me
you.
in a chokehold. Now, mind you, I always say that I'm a little slow on the uptake. And I am. Things just be going over my head. So I got pulled in because Do Not Disturb, I'm reading. Jazz was like, it's got a 7-foot shadow daddy with a grill. Say less. I requested the Arc. I didn't connect the dots that a shadow daddy was a fantasy novel. And of course, y'all were looking at me like,
Because
are
we
you new
literally
here?
had just finished reading about a shadow daddy.
I was new here.
But he didn't have a grill. So
He didn't have a grill, but she was confused that the shadows was fantasy.
I missed that part.
What did
So
you
when I first opened it, I did get turned off. I was like, I was not expecting a fantasy. But Malachi and Khadijah, oh
You
my
know,
God.
I love
Like,
a Khadijah.
I didn't know her
oh,
name was Khadijah. Come on, I'm
Khadijah,
already
yes.
sold. Go ahead, keep talking.
It is so good because it is, wait, another soft kidnapping.
Huh?
Doesn't matter.
Huh?
Anyway,
You should have led with
so
the soft kidnapping.
she has her own status because of her family. He has been prophesized as like the high appearing leader, but they also have a mutual enemy who she's actually betrothed to. But she doesn't want to marry because she actually had a good situation growing up where her parents were like, yeah, you're going to marry this dude. But before that, live your life. Like, do what you want to do. So she had like a warrior, clan of female warriors who rode on what I could only imagine were like dragon-like creatures. Like she was the it girl. She ran a business. It was a hostel of sorts, kind of a, y'all come, feel good, and whatever happens here stays here.
A brothel.
A brothel, thank you. I said a hostel. A brothel, thank you. And so they had this chance encounter at her brothel, not knowing who each other is, and it's not cinnamon roll will put you through the mattress. It was a big dog, and will also still put you through the mattress.
Because she don't want no puppy.
She want a big dog.
Can you highlight some scenes for me, please?
Oh, I will most definitely highlight some scenes. And that's the thing. Like it was, and even with the spicy scenes, it was good. But the book in itself was very good. I mean, I was enthralled every single page. Could not put it down. Yeah. So it comes out October of this year. Again, it's Our Vicious Oaths, Annie Davenport. I don't know if there's going to be audio on it, but I will probably read it again, and do the audio the next time. Like I enjoyed it that much, I'm going to read it again. And it's over 500 pages. It's a nice sized book. But
Killer was in that thing. She was deep.
And so was Malachi.
Period.
It was so good. It was so good. But yeah, I'm always gonna say, you've already convinced me, and y'all know I don't like sweet, but I do think I want to try this cookie dough. It's sounding like,
but I think cookie dough, because cookie dough is a novella, you're gonna eat that part up. Now with cookies on top,
that's
Bella had a lot to say.
Okay.
But cookie dough for sure. If you start with that and you get the yummy yummies, you'll eat it right on that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. Lee, have you been convinced to check out anything just from these top threes today? You added anything to your TBR?
So I am going to go ahead and do Our Vicious Oath.
Mm.
I have not read anything by Bella J. What a crime. What a crime, okay?
A
I don't know
crime.
where I've been. She was another really sweet author at BRBF. She literally
yeah.
gifted me a bottle of wine.
Period.
Like, oh, that was so sweet. So I'm gonna read Cookie Dough. And I'm thinking about I'm reading Siobhan Latrice's books in order. I'm thinking about jumping around because all the girlies been jumping around. I know.
Jump around.
I don't like Kari, and it has nothing to do with her storytelling. Her storytelling is
Oh
immaculate.
no, her storytelling is great. Kari's a trash character.
I've been listening to Kari for 2 months now because I just don't like him as a person. And so for the first time in
Okay.
I'm sorry, my daughter is obsessed with Frozen right now. Obsessed. I think that I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish it, but I'm gonna read who I want to read.
So here's the thing: is that after Kari, they're all delicious. So really, you just got to get past Kari.
All right.
If you jump around, I will buddy read as your emotional support. If you actually, and now I'm talking about, don't play me. Don't actually read it and then come back and be like, oh my God. If you jump, I will read it with you. I will support you emotionally.
At 11:23 p.m., Kalindra made a contract with Laisha.
A verbally binding contract. Because that's huge for you. For you to decide to read something out of order.
Come on, I will read it with y'all. I guess we all in this.
Yeah, I will read it.
And my hoopla got them all. So I'm like,
oh, period. Let's do
my
it.
hoopla's been doing this. My library's been doing this big one lately.
No, my library I just got an email from my library that says, cut the show. They done pulled the plug. They about to
stop asking. It's not happening. Stay out our inbox. Stay off of our Facebook. Stop asking.
Dang.
Well, I think that we've had some pretty good reads so far. Like I said, Lee and I have been slumping. T made a whole human being. She still was able to get some reading in, but it sounds like we got some good stuff. So hopefully we've been able to convince you to add at least 1 or 2 or 3 leads to your TBR. And if you do, obviously sound off in the comments.
All of the fantasies recommended you should read for sure.
For sure. Now, again, I am one who stays away from people who say books that are like, oh, this destroyed me. Swartakaiga is gonna take you down through there. And as a person who typically avoids
this is my year of being destroyed, because it's like every time somebody says that, I'm like, okay, well, let me just go see.
Let me go dip a toe.
Shoots. But I only went in that with you because you asked, T. I was
because people are destroyed about it.
And I will never forgive y'all for parachutes. I will never.
Well, T wasn't finna drink the Kool-Aid. I was like, okay.
Supporters.
Great to have.
Continue. I'm not gonna read book 2, and we were silent. Nobody tried to convince her. You know me.
We did so good too. We just let Keli rock.
But I remembered last time we let her cook, and I was like, let me let her cook. Let me back off.
But I knew it, because the beginning, she was like, what are y'all reading? Then we kept reading and we kept telling her, and she was like, oh, you can count me out. And then actually, because Lee is conniving and made it the BBB book of the month.
It did.
And so by the time Keli got to the end, she said, well, now I'm mad because I have to read book 2.
I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off because what actually just happened?
And that's the Sakira, my dear.
Let me tell you why I know Sakira Alex.
What comes to the front, Sakira?
I know she's a genius. We're gonna have a whole episode on this. I know or hot take. I know she's a genius because I know this person is wrong. 2 + 2 = 4. They're wrong. But when I take my glasses off and I squint,
then you say, well, also 3 + 1 = 4 too, right?
And 0 + 4 is
7
4.
- 3, that equals 4.
And I'm
Right?
like,
Two can be
well,
true.
what if the 4 didn't grow up knowing it was an even number? Like he felt
Oh,
like he was odd. Like
I am quite literally like, if this was my daughter, I'd lock her away from this man. But I'm literally sitting here like, give it a chance. He is trying. He is doing his.
So her humanizing, I mean, and granted, like this is like real, and this part of the issue is that it feels too real. It feels like your homegirl is going through this.
Yes.
Or like your homeboy, and you just like, if you don't take this man back, I can't deal with him like this.
I can't. Because he's sad all the time.
even Abby.
And
Right.
also that man at the end that's trying to be her man after she didn't want to.
It's too much.
He's really about to piss me off.
Honestly,
Last night, hold on one second. Last night I read 4 pages of part 3.
And shut it down.
And I instantly powered off the Kindle and just immediately, because that man who is trying to be Tali man and Tali no good, well, he can't really be her man.
so I have a question, but I really don't want to spoil this for Kelly. I don't know if I'm slow or if they didn't say this. At the end of book 1, we know Tali's engaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize the man she was engaged to is the man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay, so it's just me. I'm slow. Kelly, you just started
Yeah.
book 2.
Is it Drew?
That's what I'm saying.
It's Drew.
Oh, corny ass Drew.
The same Drew that then just rolled up on that UPS.
Kelly, for the life of me, it didn't click into the end of the book 2. And I'm like, this corner? And then I got mad at Tali because I'm like, you kept that corner in your back pocket like a just in case.
Oh, see, now I'm going to get into it. What time is it? I ain't going to get no sleep tonight.
Girl, I was pissed. And I'm like, what kind of a man just stands around and just
Because this is 15 years later.
Vin already said it. Tata got that love and that makes me go crazy. He
Listen.
said it. He was like, I don't know what it is, but she had Kevin jumping off of balconies. She had Vin rolling up on kids at their job. And she had Drew in the wings for 15 years.
Did you see
What,
Meek's
she got
stickers?
bare nipples? What's going on?
Did you see Meek's stickers? Tata's that girl.
No, yes, Neek had them stickers, and I said, first of all, Drew, why you make him fine? I don't want to like him.
No, Drew was fine in my head.
No, Drew is fine, right? Because he always said Tali like them pretty boys.
Pretty boys. Mm-hmm.
But also, he don't need a sticker. Throw him away.
I mean, ain't nobody gonna put him on the Kindle. Nobody's gonna stick Drew on the Kindle. No.
So here's my thing. This is what ticked me off and why I have to keep reading it. And I'm going to try to say it without saying it because I really don't want to spoil it for anybody. Most of the time with a prologue, people set the tone. They're going to let you know like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
He says, this is where we end. Right in the pits of hell.
It started off and it was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then like literally like the last page and a half, she balled it up with brass knuckles and punched you in the throat.
No, she put a knife in her knuckles and stabbed you. She didn't just.
Yeah, she had the brass knuckles with the little claws on them.
Yeah. And so then you're like, okay, say less. I'm going to read this book, just figure out what happens. So then you read the book and you're like, okay, word, I'm good. But wait, there's a Mickey freaky epilogue. So you're like, let me read the epilogue. And then you're like, what did I miss between the last page of the last chapter and this epilogue? Because I'm on my Kindle, I'm swiping like, wait, what?
Correct. I swiped it a couple of times. I said, obviously, this Kindle is missing some pages
I
or something.
have a defective copy. And so that's why I was like, now I have to read book 2 because how did we get here? You crazy, crazy person. Ben loves you, you psychopath. I hate it here
I
so
just want you to know we're still
bad.
in hell.
Still,
Oh,
honestly, I didn't even know there was a place lower than hell.
oh,
We found it. We
Hell.
lit, and this is not the hell from Jessica Cage's demon boyfriend. This is
oh,
real hell.
way down deep. Like we're in a place where there's no light, no oxygen, there's no nothing.
Kelly, if you
Like,
think you're in hell now, you have seen nothing. You've
and
seen
that's why I want to stop
nothing.
because Lee literally started book 2, and just like T was one chapter in, and she was like, "I'm destroyed." I'm like, "You just started." Yes,
So here's
God.
the thing: is that me and Lishandra was supposed to read it together.
Uh-oh. I don't know.
What's the only book I read for like 2 months? So you should feel honored. The only
Which
book
is
I
fine,
read.
but I finished it way before her, and so
Mhm.
I was just out, still on the limb, still fried,
By
still distraught.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
for that.
And all she's doing as she's catching up is just reminding me that I'm still dead. And now what's happening again with Killa reading it.
Yeah. It's
So I'm
it's
like,
rough.
then when we read part 3 together, we're gonna need a strict
We're
pacing
going to
guide.
need to be in formation. I don't know when I became the slacker. I feel like I didn't start as the slacker. I don't know what
You-
happened.
I was most definitely the slacker.
Oh, for sure.
I'm
But now it's
fortunately the
me.
slacker.
No,
I
I mean
think
you've
what-
also been busy. But yes, when we read part 3, because we can't get too far ahead of each other, because then the distraughtness.
We're gonna be shook.
Yes.
We're gonna be shook.
You know, when we read the Porters, we were in sync. It was like, today we read 3 chapters. And then everybody read their 3, and it was like, can we do 2 more? Yes, we can.
Yes,
And
we
we would
can.
move on as a unit, okay? We need to be a unit.
We
One
have
band,
Killer, we just gotta
One
be a unit this time.
Yeah.
one
I
band,
think
one.
I'll be able to do it because
You do
I
be needing
like,
a break in between these chapters. You be like, hold on, let me catch my breath.
yeah,
Because what?
because and I think it's the way she layers it together so well that you get lured into this false sense of everything's gonna be okay, and then you'll read a couple chapters and you're like, oh, abs and the girls and they're hanging out and oh, they're and you're like everything's good, and then again, bam, right in your throat, and it's just like, why
Yeah.
do you keep doing this
She
to
does
me?
that. She does this time jump where you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh my
still in the back of your mind. It's like, but how did we get there? And then something happens and you're like, oh, well, the math don't math with that one.
It really got me, and I'm gonna speak in circles because I don't want to give spoilers, but Vin makes a mistake, and you know he makes a mistake at the beginning of the book.
Oh,
a
for
big
sure.
mistake. You know that in the first chapter, right?
Yeah.
In the prologue. And then you go into it, and then you're jump back 20 years. You're like, what the hell would I care about them 20 years ago? Pick up now. Then you get so engrossed in 20 years ago, they pop you back to the present and you got whiplash. You're like, oh shoot, we're then
Yeah.
he back. Then he makes a mistake that's not even the mistake you know he made, and you're crying for her to take him back. You know he's going to make a worse mistake later. Like, it's just not fair. It's
And
not
then
fair.
the way, and I'm gonna try to talk in circles too, and it's the way that she writes his wrongs to really feel for him, because when so we know how book 1 ends, right? How that closes, not the epilogue, but how it closes with him. And then that we're in book 2 at the beginning, and she goes to see him, and then she walks away, and I was like, don't turn your
Don't you turn your
Don't
back
leave.
on him.
You didn't get to nothing yet. There's a scene at the end of 2 where he's like, you think Jodeci?
No. Don't hint to her. Just let her go
Okay,
into that
all right.
because
All I'm gonna say is the way this man, if you thought he was begging before when he was a boyfriend, imagine how he's gonna beg as a husband
as a husband of 15 years.
with kids, right? I was on the toilet. Crying.
Welcome
Like,
to our world, guys. This is Lee
like,
in 4K.
like, you can't do this to him.
Baby, if it's worse than that, like I'm not a crier. I'm not a crier when I read books. I have not
Let me
cried
tell
reading a
you,
book
when
in almost
there's
20
two
years.
parts where the tear, and I was like, get back up in there. Get back up in there.
Because the scene I'm talking about when he started banging with that thump, trying to get it to turn, and all I'm thinking is, you selfish son of a. But Tata, turn around, please don't leave.
That
Because
scene
that's
had
your man.
that was rough. That was rough. There was a few scenes that almost got me.
Okay.
We're gonna have to talk about this off camera.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil nothing. There was a few.
Well,
We're gonna let you get to the end of 2, because there was like every time Lee almost cried, it could turn into a drinking game.
baby, it's hitting my heart and
The
all
one
the
time I actually cried, it was Abby. That's when it came down. But
See,
It's okay.
I can't hear anymore. I
No,
gotta
exactly.
let me go through the trauma and the
Exactly.
grief cycle like everybody else. I started it today. I'm already in 5 chapters in. I'm gonna get to it, but anywho,
I need to say something.
yeah.
If you are like us and Parachutes has emotionally wrecked you, I really need you to have a
Class
palate
action
cleanser.
suit.
Well, no, we actually are entitled to compensation. That's not even what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is, you deserve a palate cleanser. Okay, go ahead.
Pick up 3 months in a cry.
Pick it up. It's only 119 pages. It's the study abroad trip that
A
every black girl
shameless
should have had.
plug. Absolutely.
Every black girl,
Eliza.
every black girl should have had this trip, and every girl deserves a Kofi. Okay, steady.
And a bin. I don't care what you say. She needs a bin too.
Nobody
Yeah,
needs a bin.
Come on, get wet, then. Come on. I'm gonna just say it like this. We supposed to be talking about 3 months in a crowd, but I could feel Vin in my throat. And that's all I'm gonna say. And not because he went in this way. I could feel him all the way through to my throat. And that's
Ben was putting in work.
all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But go ahead and cleanse those palates and read something good and short and sweet.
Short and light. Yes.
And light and fluffy. Yes.
Well, as you can see, nothing has changed since our sabbatical. If anything, we gonna crash the F out over something.
The tomfoolery still fools, guys.
And
I'm gonna figure out a song to sing, okay?
Yeah. You already sang one. You sang roses.
I sang.
Well, so we do have some changes for season 2. Nothing too crazy. And so if you're watching this, you already know one of the changes. Instead of dropping new episodes first and third Sunday, we're doing first and third Saturday. And then I know y'all love our Murder Mystery Monday, our Wet Wednesday, and our Fantasy Fridays. But because we got to breathe and sleep and eat.
Please.
And take care of these children.
Sometimes take care of these children.
We're gonna still give you those, but we're gonna do those bi-week or bi-monthly, so every 2 weeks instead of every week. But that just means, you're gonna get some good tea from us when we do our drops. And so we're still gonna do our buddy reads. We'll be announcing those soon. We have already plans for guests and some collaborations this season. And then, of course, the good books and the foolishness. So, welcome back. Stay a while. If you haven't watched any of our stuff from season 1, it's out there. The shorts, the full episodes, the teasers, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, at Tomfoolery the Pod. Get into it.
Well, y'all, that was tea time with
Kelly,
T,
and Lee. See you next time.